Now let's get it started. Let's get it started.
Play ball!
Chelsea dropped 2 points away to Qarabag. There was I didn't understand what happened. They scored first in that game. Estevao scored first in that game. Now everybody was thinking, okay, Chelsea is going to run away with this, and they considered 2 goals to make it 2-1. Even though the garnacho scored in the second half to make it 2-2, but Chelsea are dropping points. I don't know why but need to fix this defense. This defense is still a problem for Chelsea.
Chelsea lost that game when they thought that they could use Team B and walk away with the win in this one. This is not the Conference League. This is the Champions League. So you have to put your A game anyhow you want to think about it. You may have a big game in the weekend, but the most important thing, like I will always say, is the game in front of you. The battle in front of you today demands your full respect, demands your full attention. Why would you have a Fofana on the bench, have some of the other guys on the bench, and then you now want to go and start with Hato in that center? It doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. Why are you using Champions League game to test run your B team? It doesn't work. Look at
even Tarek just started.
Yeah, like I don't understand how that happens.
Gittens started again, and I didn't play well. He was taken off just after the half time, and I think Gittens need to, even though they played well in the Qarabag Cup, but Chelsea, I don't know, they need to just change something.
Champions League, Premier League, please, premium or nothing. You can do your Mere Niru later on in the Qarabag Cup. If the players want to give chance to show something, give them Qarabag Cup to do that, but not Champions League football. You understand me? Why this is kind of upsetting for me is because a lot of people are not saying unnecessary things about Enzo Maresca. You understand me? And a lot of people are saying some unsavory things yesterday about the lineup he chose and some other things. A lot of people went back to talk about he came late to training. A lot of all those unnecessary talks are coming up. But the most important thing is that he started with a center pairing that was more solid. Secondly, we've said it on this show here that Chelsea do not have a 9. Chelsea do not have a 9. I'll say it again because you play Tyree George up forward, play João Pedro behind him, good positioning for João Pedro. They did not unlock his capacity in that game. And then secondly, when this other guy came up their lap, we didn't see anything from the guy. You've been sidelined for the better part of how many months? You should be the one chomping at the bit to come into the game and score a goal, do something for the team. It's looking unlikely now, but the man who was on the beat yesterday for Chelsea was Estevao, establishing himself again within the side as somebody that the manager can count on. So as it stands right now, I think the next move for Enzo Maresca is Gittens and Garnacho should be substitute bench. Move Neto to that left. Let Estevao have a starting spot.
Or probably when their main star comes to Palmer. It depends how you want to put. Probably Palmer might play from the wing and from the midfield. I think they are missing Palmer, but one player cannot depend on just one player a whole season. You cannot say because of one player that your season will fall apart. They are not challenging. Okay, let's say because it's 10 games in the Premier League. I won't say that they are not challenging because anything can happen, but they are still way off the title challenge. And the Champions League, they need to finish top 8 so that they will avoid more games to play in the Champions League, which that you don't even know. You might qualify outside top 8 and you hit probably another bigger team that will still knock you out of
that will knock you out.
So it doesn't make sense. But in this particular game, okay, you think that the formation is wrong, especially starting. Tyree George is not a bad player though. For me, it's not a bad player, but
he shouldn't be starting a Champions League night for Chelsea.
What is the best position for João Pedro? Behind a striker or a striker? That's my own question in this whole thing.
The thing with João Pedro is that João Pedro is a striker that needs another striker to play alongside him or another forward to play alongside him. So imagine a João Pedro alongside a Delap in a game, solid pairing. Because his hold-up play is on point. His link-on play is also on point. But for him to play there as a solo man and camp, he's not going to do that. He's drifty. The lap is the person that can camp because he's a proper 9. So he needs that pairing, or he needs somebody like a Palmer behind him that will unlock him.
Somebody they go buy you, they find another person to unlock you.
Now what Chelsea bring for themselves now? You had credible options in that 9 position. You went for a low budget Delap, and then you went for a low budget Nkunku replacement.
I was just looking at that game yesterday, and I was just like looking at if they have Osimhen in this Chelsea team. Chelsea probably have been done better because
they don't deserve him.
He's a fighter. I don't know why everybody decided not to bring Osimhen.
He's a fighter. He is also a hard worker. His work ethic is unquestionable. His performance is also, he has the numbers to back it up. But they do not deserve him. How can you tell a player that is on let me say 300 or 450 to come and collect 150 because you are who?
Okay, let's see. Let's see what happened with Chelsea. Lavia started that game. He wanted to rest some of the players, even though he underestimated his player. I think Maresca underestimated his opponent. He started Lavia and Santos in that midfield. So Caicedo and this person was on the bench. Their number 8, what's his name? Enzo. He was on the bench. But Lavia got injured again after like 10 minutes in the game. He was substituted. That guy, since he came to Chelsea, injuries upon injuries upon injuries. He have not even actually played about 4 or 5 games together. Even though they have been managing his minutes, playing him maybe 10 minutes so that he can bring up his fitness. He started this game and he was injured. So I don't know what Maresca will do with him, but hopefully he will come back strong. He's still a young player and he's a good player, but injury will not allow him to perform. Chelsea still struggling with their defense. Hato made 2 mistakes. He considered a penalty too in that game. But let's see. I think they're still missing Cowell, but Cowell is still out till around January. He's going to be back. Until then, Chelsea needs to fix their defense. If not, it's going to be very, very sad, because for you to challenge for the Champions League or the Premier League, you need a good centre-back defense. Look at when Chelsea were winning titles. You can see that their defense were strong. The last time they won the Champions League, they had this guy that is in Brazil, and this is their former captain, Thiago Silva. So you always have somebody leading that defense whenever they are winning titles. But I think that generally Maresca underestimated their opponent in this particular game. Fielded probably his second 11 in this game, and most of the boys were on the bench. But it is what it is. Qarabag, I'll give credit to Qarabag too, because almost to get a point against Chelsea, they almost won that game. Garnacho entered in the second half and scored a goal. So Garnacho is actually probably doing well. So it's between Garnacho and Gittens who starts on probably when Palmer comes back. We'll see how he's going to shuffle his team. But Maresca underestimated this team. If you look at the statistics in this game, Qarabag versus Chelsea, they had 8 shots in total and 3 on target, 40% possession and 231 passes. 85 of them were accurate. For Chelsea had 14 shots in total, 5 of them were on target, 60% possession and 430 passes, and 1 of them were accurate. So Chelsea dropped 2 points in this Champions League race to top 8. Wait, have you subscribed? Please subscribe to the channel. Now, as I'm talking to you, please subscribe to the channel. Remember to like, comment, and share this video.